sometimes life can be scarier than fiction, which is why today we have in store for you the top 10 creepiest ghost sightings caught on tape. They're creepy, they're deranged, they're literally the souls of the damned coming straight for you. Do us a favor and don't look back while you watch this video. Otherwise, you might encounter the ghost that's been looking over your shoulder this whole time. So let's not waste any more time and just jump right into number 10. Unexpected third wheel. Starting off our list, we have a very strange and unnerving picture that was taken of two girls that were just enjoying their night in the Philippines. They were having such a blast that they figured they'd immortalize the moment by asking a random stranger to take a picture of them. The picture in itself is very blurry and not exactly top quality, as you can see. But right next to the two, you can actually clearly depict what appears to be a third person that poses in the picture with the two. Since this picture was taken in the early 2000s, the chances of this having been edited around are actually quite slim. Regardless, if this is what ghosts are doing nowadays, then just imagine how many of your pictures were secretly photobombed by random spirits that weren't caught up by the lens flares. Number 9. Creepy Room Poltergeist. Coming in our 9th place, we have this very creepy and unsettling home video depicting what appears to be an angry spirit messing around with the room. What starts off as just a series of objects falling down to the ground soon ends with knives being thrown across the kitchen floor, and the doors closing in on themselves. Every creepy thing you could imagine happens in this clip as the floors start creaking and the room appears to come alive for a second, only for it to all stop before the family conveniently gets back home. The owner stated that he never found out what the reason behind the haunting was, and that although scary, he had never seen anything like it again after that day. Why do you think this happened? Do you think the ghost had a reason to be angry? Let us know in the comments section below what you personally think the reason behind this haunting was. Number 8. Ghostly figure caught on camera. In this relatively short clip, you can see what appears to be a strange figure walk across the car roof of this person. The video appears to be taken in the owner's outdoor garage, and as you can clearly tell from the clip, it appears as though whatever this creature is, it casually walks over the car without leaving a dent on it. The creepiest part about it is that again, this is the one and only time that the owner has ever seen anything like it, meaning that there was either no reason for this ghost to be here, or that there's something that we are not told regarding the video itself. Regardless, it's sightings like this that really scare us the most because it appears as though the ghosts are just randomly walking around, clueless as to what they should do. Will we end up like this too? Number 7. Ghost child in abandoned house. We don't have a lot of context for this following clip, but even so, we still find it horrifying. The clip showcases two individuals driving to what appears to be a broken down abandoned house. They look it over trying to record it when all of a sudden, the person holding the camera spots a little child that looks like it came from the garage look toward the car. Agreeably so, he tells the driver to push the pedal to the metal so they can get away from that place. That's where the clip ends. We can only hope that the two made it home safely. We could assume so based on the fact that the clip made it on the internet, but the lack of context or a proper follow-up here definitely more than makes this one of the scariest videos on the internet. How would you react to seeing a small pale child in an abandoned house? We sure wouldn't like that, not one bit. Number 6. Creepy hospital sighting. We all know that hospitals are creepy as heck, especially during the nighttime. As human beings, we associate hospitals with bad things because we only ever go to them when we're in pain or when we suffer of something. But the only thing creepier than an actual full hospital hall is definitely an empty hospital during late evenings. If you've ever been to one, then you have our condolences because that must have been the creepiest visit of your life. With that said, this following clip literally exemplifies what we just said, showcasing how simply walking down a dark hospital hall can be extremely intense. But what's even worse about it is that you can clearly see that the drapes in the corner are moving on their own. The person behind the camera runs towards it to see if anyone is responsible for the event, but to no avail. Afterwards, he promptly runs away before the spirits could get to him. Hopefully, he got out in time. Number 5. Psychiatric Asylum sighting. The interesting part about this clip is that the people in it are not just any ordinary people. They're literal ghost hunters that made it into an abandoned psychiatric asylum in the hopes of finding real ghost footage for once. The scariest part is that even they didn't expect to hear something as loud as the massive bang that turns their heads around in the clip. This is so scary that even them, the literal professionals at the scene, decide to call it quits and just run home where they don't have to deal with the creepy place anymore. Number 4. Baby monitor sighting. Children are always the focal point of any ghost sighting for no real reason whatsoever. Some believe it's because children are more susceptible to the unknown. Others believe that it's simply because their imagination makes every mundane thing seem supernatural. Regardless, in this clip you can see what appears to be a strange figure looking over the baby, even talking to them to some extent. Could the figure have been a parent before they passed away? Or did they have ill intent behind this interaction? Let us know what you think about it in the comment section below. Number 3. Bedroom paranormal activity. Sleeping is literally our body's way of recharging itself. It is the one time during the day that we are completely defenseless, and it is also the worst time to be visited by ghosts. This clip perfectly showcases this, as we can clearly see that the ghost enters the room only to try to take the cover off the girl in the video. She wakes up, obviously scared of whatever could have done that to her, which is why she instantly turns on the light and looks around to see the perpetrator. If this video isn't fake, then she should definitely get an exorcist there, because we wouldn't be spending any more nights here after this, and that's a fact. Number 2. Ghost bride caught on tape by driver. During a late-night drive, this driver actually got a glimpse of a strange figure that looked a lot like a bride standing in the middle of the road. He decided that if this was some depressed person standing in the cold, that he had to make sure she wasn't going to jump in front of the car. But as soon as he got out of the vehicle, the figure strangely disappears into the night in a second. As creepy as this can be, at least the ghost didn't attack him. Number 1. Scary plane ghost sighting. This is the top of our list, simply because unlike with the other sightings, there's nowhere for the man in the video to run off to from the strange ghost that he sees in the dark. As you can tell, it appears as though the man is a patrolman, and that he's checking up on the airplane to see if anyone hid inside or something of that sort. As he looks through the rows, he sees what appears to be a strange figure look over at him. The man runs away in the only direction he could, backwards, hoping that the creature wouldn't follow him. Now that's some nightmare fuel right there. Could you imagine being chased down by a ghost in an airplane? Gives us the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. But regardless, be sure to click on the recommended videos on the left and right side of the screen for more amazing content from us. See ya!